Hello students, in this video we will study the general features and attachments of patella bone. As you all know, patella is the largest sesamoid bone of the body and it developed in quadriceps femoris muscle. So this is muscles of front of thigh and this green structure is quadriceps femoris. So the patella bone develops in the tendon of quadriceps femoris and it is located in front of lower end of femur as shown in this figure, and it is present just above the or 1 centimeter above the knee joint. Its shape is triangular like this, having base and apex. Base is directed upwards, this one, and apex is directed downwards, this one. Now the side determination. Base is directed upwards and apex is directed downwards. So it is very easy to determine the upper and lower side. Then how will you determine the anterior and posterior side, posterior surface? The anterior surface is rough and non-articular, this one, while the posterior surface is having a smooth part and rough part. Smooth part is articular part while rough part is non-articular part. The articular part is divided by a ridge, this is posterior surface, and this articular part is divided by a ridge into medial part and lateral part. So this is lateral area and medial area, this is lateral area and medial area. So anterior surface is rough and posterior surface is smooth, mostly smooth. So you can decide the upper side, lower side, anterior side and posterior side. The problem is how to decide whether it is of left side or right side. It can be done by the lateral area which is larger. If we place patella on table by larger area, so lateral area is situated laterally, on the basis of which if the lateral surface is on left side, then it is a bone of left side. If lateral surface is on right side, then it is of right side. Now the features, as I have discussed, apex is directed downwards, this is apex. It is having 3 borders: superior border, lateral border and medial border. Superior border is also known as base. So this is superior border or base, and this is lateral border and this is medial border. 2 surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. This is anterior surface and this is posterior surface. Now the attachments on patella. This is patella, anterior surface. Now attachments on superior border. It gives insertion to 2 muscles. One is insertion of rectus femoris. So this is rectus femoris, and posterior, just posterior to this, the insertion of vastus intermedius. This is vastus intermedius. Now the attachments on lateral border. It gives insertion to vastus lateralis. So this is insertion of vastus lateralis. On medial border, it gives insertion to vastus medialis. So this is vastus medialis. Now attachments on posterior surface. This is posterior surface. The posterior surface of apex gives attachment to, this is attachment to ligament patelli. So this is ligamentum patelli. Now the divisions of articular surface as per movements of the knee joint. So this is the flexion and extension of knee joint and showing the movements of patella. On the basis of movement, the articular surface is divided into multiple parts as shown in this figure. The upper part takes part in the ordinary knee flexion, and middle part takes part in semi flexion of knee, and lower part takes part in ordinary knee extension, while the medial most part takes part in full flexion of the knee. Now the applied aspect, most common is dislocation. In the left figure you can see the normal patella, while the right figure you can see the lateral dislocation of patella. It is dislocation of patella is more common on lateral side because the long axis of thigh and leg, they are present on outwards or directed towards outward at knee. It is and because of some bony factor and muscular factor prevents this dislocation. The lateral articular surface of femur is deeper as compared to medial one, and the insertion of vastus medialis is little longer than the vastus lateralis. So it pulls the patella on medial side. So this is normal X-ray showing patella on central area, and this is the lateral dislocation of patella showing the patella on lateral side. Now very important is the leverage action of the patella. So in this video we can see the leverage action. Because of patella, the flexion and extension is very easy, like this. And without patella, it is very difficult. That is, the flexion and extension is very difficult. So you can see with kneecap and without kneecap. Now the fractures are also common in patella. So there are various types of fractures. The transverse fracture, it can be divided into undisplaced and displaced, then lower pole fracture, comminuted fracture, undisplaced and displaced, then vertical fracture and osteochondral fracture. Now there are various ossification center for patella. If one ossification center uh, fails to fuse the main body of patella, then it will lead to bipartite patella as shown in this figure. If the lower the ossification center for the lower pole fails to fuse, then it will lead to the uh, lower pole dipartite patella. It can be lateral dipartite patella or supralateral dipartite patella. Okay, or it may be of tripartite patella when two ossification centers fails to fuse with the main body of the patella, then it will lead to the supralateral and lateral tripartite patella and supralateral tripartite patella. Now the ossification, as I have told you, it this is ossified from various centers which appears during 3 to 6 year of age, and fusion takes place at puberty. Okay, thank you.